the person to see. So please see her for information, for all of the things that you need to do. Let me now introduce some of the people who've really helped make the conference possible. First, I'm going to ask Michaelis Vafopoulos to come up. He has been the local arrangements chair, and he has done the significant work in making sure that this building in which we're holding the conference would be available to us, and almost every other thing in the conference. Michaelis.
Thank you, Jim. On behalf of the local organizing committee people working the last 14 months for this conference to be a reality today, I would like to welcome you and to wish you a pleasant stay in Athens. Thank you very much.
As most of you know, one of the real goals of this conference was to bring together people from many different disciplines, not just computer science conference, but computer science, social science, economics, and many other fields. And we'll talk more about some of those demographics tonight. But I'd like to introduce the co-chair of the conference, who is Helen Marquette from Oxford Internet Institute. And Helen will talk a little bit about some of the papers and things like that.
Hi, thank you. Well, I wasn't going to talk about the papers exactly. I was just going to welcome everybody from a sort of social science perspective, because it is really exciting to see so many computer scientists and social scientists in the same room. That was one of the key objectives of the conference, and so we've achieved that already. But I don't think that means we should all just go home. I think that there's a bit more to be done. We're not in the same tribe, and it's not always easy for us to communicate or work together. But I think the web really makes that essential. The World Wide Web tends to get blamed or praised for some of the best and worst social phenomena of our time, from global terrorism to Barack Obama. That's not the case. The web isn't the root of all good and all evil, but it is perhaps the case that we can't understand these social phenomena without understanding the web. It would be impossible, for example, for a political scientist like myself to really understand the rise of Barack Obama to the US presidency without understanding some of the more technical aspects of his web-based campaign. At the same time, for computer scientists, I think they have to understand the behavior of people. They have to understand we are the neurons in the brain science of the web, as Sir Tim Berners-Lee put it last night. And that means computer science taking on some of the things that social science knows about human behavior, preferences, incentives, choices. It's not always easy. I think everyone who's here knows that, because the web, the vast shift of human behavior onto the web, challenges all our disciplines. I mean, we have computer scientists, economists, sociologists, philosophers, psychologists, communication specialists, other disciplines that I've left out, a long list of different disciplines. And I think for all of us, there is the possibility of a challenge to the kind of micro foundations of our discipline. And that's not always easy. It means that we bring uncomfortable news back to our disciplines. I think we also face a challenge in that for social scientists working on web-based areas, we tend to get regarded as geeks. For computer scientists working on web-based issues, we tend to get regarded as kind of softies. So for all of us, it's a challenge. We also need each other to be able to look at our object of study. There's many reasons why we need to work together. So that was the idea of getting everybody here. One of the original ideas about the conference, when we were very first talking about it, was to sort of get everybody in the same room and keep them there, everybody in the same room all the time. We didn't quite come up with that with that end, but there will be plenty of opportunities where large chunks of different people from different disciplines are in the same room, so that we hope that everybody will really talk together and talk about working together. Thank you.
A conference of this size can't be put together without a very large number of people doing quite a lot of work just to make sure papers get in, get reviewed, etc. In the case of this conference, we discovered, as we started rolling along, with so many different communities, with different ways that they're used to publishing, with different ideas about what level of publication is expected, what is a poster, what is a paper, that we had a tremendous extra amount of work just to get everything to happen. And Les Carr from Southampton was just brilliant. He stepped forward and really helped make sure everything worked. I don't think there's any way Helen and I could have made this conference work without him. I've asked Les to come up and say a few words just about some of the background of what we saw, and then later tonight at the poster session we'll go into a little more detail.
As with all these things, you know, sort of really high-level people get very impressed if you just press a few buttons in front of them, and so really that's all I did. But just thanks to everyone who submitted, got all of their artwork, their poster artwork. You just see a few of those posters up there. We've got a total of something like 115 posters and 27 papers. We've made that material online, as is the normal practice in the computer science community, and then realised that might not be what social scientists are expecting. So if you can email, if you don't want your material to be up for view for everybody online, then please email us, and we'll make it kind of more more private, or kind of less exposed, if that's what you'd feel more happy with. If, on the other hand, you're happy for your contribution to be there for everyone to see and to be sort of recognised part of the public record of this conference, then that's what we've done. So the papers and posters are available from WebSci'09.org. Of course, you're going to see them tonight. There's been a lot of authors in total, 336 I've counted from the different submissions. We've had these nations all involved, so size of the, it's a Wordle, the size of the font indicates the number of collaboration agents. So great to see a lot of people participating from Greece and the United States and Spain, Netherlands, France, the UK, China. We've had a large number of institutions. Again, sort of lots and lots of coverage, and this has been something that's been really pleasing to us. A wide range of coverage from all sorts of people, all sorts of topics people are interested in, and spread around the world. These are where all the authors are coming from in Europe and America, Asia, and one little solitary spot there in Australia. We'll have the posters tonight, as I say, but do contact us, email the usual channels about, sort of if you're not quite so sure about the web. I'd just like to pick up on one thing that Helen said about the two tribes. And I've really enjoyed having these sneak previews of all the contributions, all the posts. Some